Today is Monday, October 14th. Good morning from the Civic Media News Desk. I'm Joanne Krulotz. Vice President Kamala Harris will be back in Wisconsin this week for campaign stops. The Democratic nominee will be in Green Bay, Milwaukee, and La Crosse Thursday. This is on top of a pair of stops her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, will make today. An exact itinerary has not been stated. This is Harris's sixth visit to the state since she got the nomination this summer. There currently is a vacancy in Supervisory District 6 of the Richland County Board of Supervisors. Those at least 18 years of age interested in being appointed as a county board supervisor from the vacant district can submit a letter of consideration to the county clerk by 4:30 Friday, October 25th. The letter should contain your name and address and a brief statement of qualifications to serve on the county board. The vacancy will be filled from the list of applicants at the first county board meeting after the expiration of the application deadline on Tuesday, November 19th at 7 in the Richland County Boardroom on the Richland County Courthouse. Submissions may be mailed to the Richland County Clerk, Post Office Box 310, Richland Center, Wisconsin, 53581, or emailed to derek.kalish@co.richland.wi.us. Attorney General Josh Kaul says the Wisconsin Department of Justice stands ready to defend against challenges to election results in the state. The Democratic AG was on WISN's Upfront on Sunday. Kaul said two things are important. Bipartisan groups need to make clear that Wisconsin has safe and secure elections and that the DOJ is prepared if it needs to defend the results. Kaul said that while he's confident that Wisconsin election officials are going to follow the law, the Justice Department prepared to take legal action and that there could be challenges in court to the results. Kaul noted the DOJ prevailed in lawsuits seeking to overturn results of the 2020 presidential election and stood up to an investigation into the results led by former state Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman. That investigation was ultimately shut down. Wisconsin hospitals are contending with a hurricane-induced shortage of IV fluids. Helene hit a Baxter International plant in North Carolina that produces much of the nation's supply of sterile intravenous fluids. Wisconsin Hospitals Association President and CEO Eric Borgerding says the impact varies, but that all of WHA's member hospitals and health systems are being affected. He said hospitals are taking various measures to conserve the supplies that they have on hand and stretch it as far as they can until Baxter or other alternatives can be stood up and made available. Borgerding said that includes some procedures that can be postponed are being postponed. He said that the hope is that will not continue for very long because there are ramifications of postponing those types of procedures. And while the Food and Drug Administration has temporarily authorized importation of IV products from Canada, China, Ireland, and the UK, Borgerding says long-term solutions are needed, including more diversification of the resources and greater ability to store them and stockpile them for these types of emergencies. You can hear WRN's full interview with Borgerding. Richland County has the availability of grant funding to support prevention, treatment, and recovery related to the opioid epidemic. Nonprofit organizations, businesses, schools, and local government agencies located in and serving Richland County and its residents are eligible to apply. Funding can be requested by completing an application and submitting it to the attention of the Director of Richland County Health and Human Services by 4:30 October 28th. Applications will be reviewed at the Health and Community Services Committee meeting November 7th at 9:30. All applicants are required to be present at the meeting. A final review and approval by the Richland County Board of Supervisors will occur on December 10th. Questions regarding this grant and opportunity may be directed to the HHS Director, Tricia Clements, at 608-649-5935. The American Red Cross continues to work to restock critically needed blood products uncollected due to the ongoing impact of Hurricanes Helene and Milton in the southeast. Donors outside of affected areas are encouraged to make an appointment to give now and help keep the blood supply stable in the weeks to come. Blood drives will be held locally this week. 2 will be held today, one from 10:30 to 4 at the Reedsburg campus and the second from 1 to 6 at the Laval Fire Department. 2 blood drives will be held Tuesday. The first will be held from 9 to 2 at Baraboo High School. The second will be held from noon to 4 at the Linden Station Fire Station. Blood drives will continue throughout the week. A blood drive will be held Wednesday from 9:30 to 2:30 at St. Cecilia Parish Center in Wisconsin Dells. Thursday, a blood drive will be held from 9:30 to 1:30 at the American Legion Hall in Waniwak, and a blood drive will be held from 11 to 5 Friday at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Baraboo. Appointments are appreciated by calling 1-800-RED Cross or online at redcrossblood.org. A fire Saturday morning destroyed 3 mobile homes and damaged several vehicles in Sparta. According to fire officials, the fire started around 12:25 Saturday morning at one mobile home before spreading to 2 adjacent homes. 2 people were taken to the hospital with cuts and burns. Neighbors broke out windows to help people get out of the burning homes. Officials didn't release the cause of the fire, but said they found where it had started. The families displaced by the fires are getting help from the Red Cross. A Wisconsin woman accused of stabbing her classmate in 2014 to please horror character Slender Man is asking a judge again to release her from a psychiatric hospital. Morgan Geyser filed a petition Friday seeking her release from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute. Geyser and Anissa Wire were 12 when they lured classmate Peyton Littner to a park. There, Geyser stabbed Littner repeatedly while Wire urged her on. They told investigators they attacked Littner to become Slenderman's servants. Geyser pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide and was sent to the psychiatric hospital. Wire pleaded guilty to attempted second-degree intentional homicide and was released from the facility in 2021. Wisconsin judicial regulators have filed a misconduct complaint against a Dane County judge who allegedly left court to try to arrest a hospitalized defendant and got into an argument with another defendant. The Wisconsin State Journal reports that the State Judicial Committee filed the complaint against Ellen Burrs on Thursday. According to the complaint, Burrs left court in December 2021 to arrest a defendant who didn't show up for trial that day because he was in the hospital. The complaint also alleges that Burrs warned a defendant in a child sexual assault case in 2019 that she would remember his attempts to delay his trial if he was found guilty. The complaint accuses Burrs of violating rules requiring judges to be unbiased and treat people with dignity. A Fitchburg man convicted of a fatal shooting outside a Madison bar is going to prison. 25-year-old Caleb DiMaggio pleaded guilty to second-degree intentional homicide in the death of 44-year-old Jason Pritchard outside the Badger Tavern in May of 2023. Preliminary breath tests showed after the shooting that DiMaggio's blood alcohol concentration was nearly 3 times the legal limit for driving. DiMaggio was sentenced to 18 years in prison, followed by 15 years on extended supervision. A Fond du Lac County woman and 3 teens are accused of a poaching rampage. DNR wardens and Fond du Lac County prosecutors say the 36-year-old Campbell Sport woman and 3 teens killed over 100 deer between last spring and July of this year. The 4 were allegedly shining deer at night and shooting them, and also intentionally striking deer with vehicles. Deputies say the group would post videos and selfies with injured deer, often letting them suffer for several hours. Multiple charges are being filed, including mistreatment of animals, obstruction, and various hunting violations. Several streets in Richland Center will be receiving blacktop overlays this coming week, today through Friday. The streets to be worked on are Hillside Drive from North Fern to the end of the street, North Fern Street from Hillside Drive to the east side of Hardy Drive, South Park Street from TKS to East Kinder Street, East Gage Street from Sextonville Road to South Sheldon, Leona Avenue from West Hazeltine Street to 700 Driveway, and West Kinder Street from Leona Avenue to the end of the street. No parking signs have been posted.